on fuel subsidy. Unfortunately, the budget that I've glimpsed before I assumed office and what I've heard is that no provision is there for fuel subsidy. So fuel subsidy is gone.
Wow. Speak Like a Pro has observed with keen interest the impact of the remarks of the newly installed President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on Inauguration Day. Isn't it amazing how one moment of ad-libbing of what could easily have been described as a well-scripted speech has suddenly sparked off a humongous political and economic imbroglio in the land? Yes, all things being equal, that declaration, fuel subsidy is gone, has deep political and economic consequences. But would it have had the same impact if it was made 1 week or even a few hours to the inauguration? For me, as a professional observer and an executive speech skills coach, public speaking is a leadership skill which requires some level of training and tact. Clearly, in our heart of hearts, many of us know that Mr. President, to a large extent, probably said the right thing at the wrong time. But who cares? What he says, how and when he says what he says, is now his business. From now on, Mr. President has to say exactly what he means and mean what he says. Note also that our dear President is still having to balance his degree of acceptability, given the results of the last polls. On paper, he's said to have more opponents than supporters, and by extension, more critics than sympathizers. So, of course, we should expect a myriad of prompt misinterpretations for his actions and inactions. But that's politics, and we all know it. The words good morning can be interpreted in hundreds of ways depending on who, how, and when it is used. Your tone, your body language, your audience, and their perception of the speaker determine the interpretation of the message. Could this in any way be a case of look at the message and not the messenger? Mr. President, your declaration has become a case study of the power of the spoken word. It immediately calls for professional damage control by your team. Your words call for the dexterity of the communication team to unspeak what has been spoken. And if you ask me, there's nothing wrong in swallowing your pride and coming out to accept that you were misinterpreted and retracting your declaration. Make yourself vulnerable. In public speaking, being vulnerable is not a bad thing. The audience knows that you are human, and of course, being vulnerable isn't a crime either. In my opinion, time is running out. Those few words have jacked up fuel prices and induced unacceptable reactions. A few more words won't be out of place to restore calm. For one moment, you spoke off the cuff and you got it wrong. Take another moment to set it right before it's too late. Speak now, Mr. President. Speak like a pro. So, if you have any comments on the power of the spoken word, please share with me. First, subscribe to this channel and let's discuss how our leaders are supposed to manage what they say. I'll be here for you. Like I always say, I'll be here to hold your hand as we cross the road to the freedom of speech. I'll see you in my next video. I'm John Senaya. Bye.